Hi, I'm Sarah, and today I'm interviewing this lovely person about the feminist identity. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Amy. Yeah, I guess I identify as a feminist. I'm a registered nurse.
Okay, cool. So you basically answered my first question, are you a feminist? Next question is, why are you a feminist?
Right. Well, I'd say really, I feel like everybody should be a feminist because of like what feminism means and everything, which I know is like another one of your questions. So I would try to get into that, but really it's that for everybody to be equal. It's and I really support that because like there's so many people who are disadvantaged, and that's really something we should push for. And a lot of people don't understand really what feminism means and what exactly feminists stand for.
Okay.
And I think that if they were to understand better, they would also agree.
If you were to explain to someone what feminism is, then how would you explain to them, like, what are the disadvantages that we have to address?
Yes. Well, I would say there's a lot of different definitions of feminism, and to like a lot of different people, it means different things. The way that I go by though is that I'd say it's more like equalism rather than feminism, but it's still called feminism in that we're trying to resolve the disparities between men and women, but more so women are disadvantaged, so we call it kind of like feminism. But a lot of it also has to do with like other genders as well. It's also like creating fairness for people who are of different genders, who are of different sexual orientations, and really just making like a very gender and sexuality neutral sort of society, with respect to advantages for men and stuff, because they do have stuff to gain from that too, right? Because not everything is equal. A good example of that would be to fight for paternity leave, because it's not fair that only women have that. So that's part of feminism. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point. How long have you been a feminist for?
I'd say it's like the end of high school.
Okay, so people don't know like where you are at.
Yeah.
Like how many years is that? Yeah.
It's probably been like 5 or 6 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump ahead because it relates. Was there something that happened specifically that made it click in your head that, oh, I'm a feminist?
Yeah. So yeah, like I would say at the beginning, when I was in high school, like I didn't think I was a feminist, and I would also think like feminazi when I heard feminism, but I don't know, like I started reading more things, I guess, and I got more exposed to really like literature and current events and stuff like that, and just kind of slowly I realized, like this is what feminism is. It isn't like that extreme, and it just kind of slowly starts to fall into place, and like just over time, over exposure, I just found myself like agreeing with a lot of the feminist ideals, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned that you used to have that image of feminazi
Yeah.
when the word feminist came into mind. So that is a very common misconception about feminists. So what do you want others to know about feminists?
Yeah, so that's one of the major things, because I originally, did not identify as a feminist, and I was very problematic when I was in high school. But so I would say that there are lots of different people who identify as feminists, and like not, of course, some people will be what we call, kind of feminazis, or like social justice warriors, stuff like that. But I feel like feminism as a term shouldn't carry that much weight. Feminism really is like a concept, like I said, of equality that everybody should have, and really to just make the world equitable, make everybody, allow everybody to be the best that they can be, I guess. Yeah.
Got it. Do you do anything that makes you a feminist? Like, are you involved in anything, or just a specific action? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or things you're conscious about, like how you behave.
Right. Yeah. So I would say I definitely tend to, I'm more outspoken when I hear something that's, like anti-feminist or sexist. Or like anything really discriminatory. I'll usually like try to correct somebody, hopefully nicely, but that doesn't necessarily always come out that way. I guess like spreading kind of the word about feminism and that. And a lot of it's gender equality too, so one of the things I'm trying to do more is not be gender specific and go gender neutral, because some people don't identify as binary genders, right? So
How would you explain feminism to someone who
doesn't know.
doesn't know the definition or they must understand the term?
Right. So yeah, like I said, it goes back to the equalism and kind of equity rather than equality, but still, it's that socially over years and years in our history, sort of we've had systematic oppression of minority groups, which includes women, and that sort of has slowly been getting better. People are starting to get their voices out, but there's still a lot more we can do, and really what it boils down to, feminism is just equality, right?
Yeah. So you kind of mentioned briefly throughout the interview, are there any specific feminist causes you care about?
Right.
So what are they?
I have like a big personal thing, I guess, about like sexuality and sort of like reproductive rights and stuff, because there are like a bunch of big issues that are feminism related, such as abortion and the right to really like your own body, as well as sexuality and gender, and safe sex practices. Anything really related to that, I feel like I feel I have a strong voice in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not very informed about the sexuality and safe sex practices. Like, what are those issues affecting those communities?
So a lot of research that we have in the medical field are based off of middle-aged men. Mostly middle-aged white men.
Like their experiences, or the researcher has that bias?
Everything that's sort of like medication and stuff, right? The way we determine what dosages and what the side effects are is we do experiments, and then like with the experiments we start to isolate, like what's caused by the medication and stuff like that. But the thing is, like most of the research done to date has been based on men.
Like the participants were men in the study?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we've only had data basically based on the reactions of men, and a lot of the diseases that we study aren't related to women. A lot of female-specific illnesses, such as polycystic ovarian syndrome, polycystic ovarian and like irregular periods. Oh god, I forgot the other ones. What's the other one? What's the other big one?
So the conditions that really affects women there are like a lack of resources into studying those?
Yes. There's a lot of like conditions that sometimes you might, like as a woman, you might face, and really like dysmenorrhea too. And really the medical answer right now is, it's very common. We see this very often, and we don't know how to treat it because there's no research done on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah, and specifically with, say, like reproductive rights, most of contraception right now is placed on women, right? Like women are supposed to are the ones who can take the birth control pill. Women are supposed to take, like NuvaRing or Depo-Provera. Anything really, it goes on its ownership of women, except for like maybe condoms. But there's no reason why we can't research more for guys, right? Like there's no reason why we can't create a birth control pill for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially I hear that they are creating birth control for men, but it's only one, whereas women has so many ways of
Yeah.
doing that. There should be more ways of doing that. For
Yeah.
this. Yeah, for sure. Cool. So as you know, my project is to represent the feminist identity onto a t-shirt, and I would like to co-design a t-shirt with you
Okay.
to represent your feminist identity.
Okay.
What's the first thing you would want to show
On a t-shirt?
Yeah, about your feminist identity. So it could be about this specific cause,
Right.
like, or issues that you care about, or just what you want to inform others about.
Right.
Because you have the nurse, you're a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
You have the background. We could, and I think a lot of people don't know that a lot of the scientific studies are based off men. That's an interesting thing to even point out.
Yeah.
Strong vagina. I don't know how to draw. This is the thing. You know how people, that actually reminds me of something that people jokingly draw the penis and they know how a penis looks like, but I wouldn't be able to draw a vagina as clearly as I could
That's
as
true.
a cartoon penis.
That's true.
That's very,
Well, like that's another thing too. Like it's amazing how little people understand about the female body and female anatomy, right?
Yeah.
Because like it's amazing how many people say like, oh, there are two holes.
Oh, that's so I hear that too. On like podcasts, like
Yeah.
a lot of people, so I would say more of the males
Yeah.
didn't know that there are two
Yeah,
holes.
because in a male there's only one,
Yeah.
which is a urethra that combines both, you know, the reproductive part and the urinary part, whereas on women, it's different.
Yeah, we could. Would you be able to draw
A vagina!
Yeah, like a scientifical,
Scientifical.
like I forgot the graph. Not a graph. What's that word I'm looking for? It's like a diagram.
Okay.
Yeah, like you draw a fashionable.
A fashionable.
Yes. You want to tell people that there are two holes. Let's address that.
Okay, let's talk about two holes.
Okay. So, maybe we could, represent the female reproductive.
Mm-hmm.
Is vagina an organ or just? Yes.
That you
I
mean
don't know
like
what is it called an organ still? Because
a the vulva is the external.
right.
Yeah. The organ itself is like the uterus.
Okay. We're gonna draw what's visible
Okay.
to people. Not necessarily the inside, so we won't draw the
Fallopian tube.
Yes.
Like the uterus.
maybe an abstract flower. That's right. Okay. I'm not very good at drawing flowers.
Neither am I, but
You want to give it a shot? Do we keep the font like bold, or should it be like a cursive?
do you
or
make it cursive?
maybe cursive?
Yeah, because then it'll just be like, there are two holes.
Like we're just saying politely. There are two holes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
FYI, there are two holes.
So I'm thinking right there are two holes.
Sure.
This is perfect. I love it. This is what it is. A flower that is an abstract imagery of the vagina and a message saying there are two holes.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.